Hey, this is Steven from Legit PC, and this is quarter one of 2013 review. And we had a lot of things come out this quarter, a lot of games, a lot of hardware as well as software. And I just wanted to talk about some of the best things that I thought were the best of quarter one. So let's start off with games. First, I thought that the number one game of quarter one for PC would be Tomb Raider. I really liked the game. I really enjoyed playing it. Had plenty of gameplay. It was a very long playthrough, and I really enjoyed the multiplayer experience. It was just a classic multiplayer I really enjoyed. I think it was pretty much even with Crysis 3. Crysis 3 was pretty close, but yeah, I have to give it to Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider really brought it this year. You know, something that I haven't seen in a while. Some type of attention to detail I haven't seen in a while. And of course, I went through a lot of games in quarter one, and you guys can see that on my channel. And some of the big hitters, of course, are BioShock Infinite, and you know, Sniper 2 was pretty cool. Haven't played anything like that, and yeah, there's plenty of games to come also in quarter two. So for hardware, I think that the number one would be the PowerColor hardware from ATI, the Radeon. And it's a 7870 Tahiti LE, which is codenamed 7930. And I think it's the best bang for your buck for all the gamers out there. And if I would have saw it earlier, if it was released earlier, I would have bought that instead of my 660 and my 660 Ti. And I think it does a lot better in almost all games. It does a lot better, and it's also, you know, right now it's $250 and $239 with a $10 mail-in rebate, and I paid like $310 for mine. So I think it's really the best bang for your buck. Of course, you also could get 2 games from ATI, and you know, it's got great reviews. It's got 4 out of 5 stars on the reviews, and I really recommend that to my viewers as well as friends. And I've had a couple viewers and friends get it already and say it's a great graphics card. So that's what I would recommend. And also, while I'm on to graphics cards and hardware, I want to talk about some other hardware hitters this quarter. So of course, NVIDIA came out with the Titan, and it's the most powerful single GPU, single processor, single chip GPU in the world, and it really goes hand in hand with the 690. So if you want to have multiple cards, and that's the way to go. But of course, you also have the Ares 2 from ATI, which is really crazy. It's really a very interesting graphics card, and a very great, how can I say, execution as far as the build of the quality of build. You know, the aluminum housing, and as well as the individual water cooling loop inside with 2 pumps. Absolutely awesome card, and you know, of course, it's very expensive. And it's also a limited edition, you know, and it has some collectability value. So now on to processors. So I was just going to give an update on the ATI to Intel battle. I personally think that I'm not really a big fan of the FX series of ATI. I think it's kind of lacking. It uses way too much power. It's very cheap. So I mean, if you're on a really cheap budget and you cannot shell out the extra money for an Intel i7 or an i5 even, of like an Ivy Bridge. I'm really a big fan of the Ivy Bridge series, and I just really think that they're lacking. Their performance isn't really there, and their power consumption is really high, and there's no onboard graphics for the FX series. The big chipset that I'm a fan of is I'm a really big fan of the APU. The Radeon APU, not the Radeon, sorry. The ATI APU is absolutely insane. I love those. Those are always been ahead of the Intel onboard graphics as the APU, and the APU's always been better. And it's always been a couple generations ahead. So if I would have any sort of media project that I didn't want to have any dedicated graphics, I would go with the onboard graphics of an APU ATI chipset processor. They absolutely cannot be beat by anything Intel throws at it. The onboard graphics from ATI absolutely own Intel's graphics. But if I were to pick any graphics, like anything for a workstation or anything like that, or even a gaming machine, I would pick Intel every time. Unless it was some sort of specific thing like that, where I had a small form factor, and it was a budget build for whatever reason, and I wanted to only have onboard graphics, I would run the APU all day long. So yeah, so about Q2. So we have quite a bit of games coming out, and I'm really looking forward to a lot of these. We got like Company of Heroes, Metro, really big Metro fan, can't wait for that. Lost Planet 3, Dead Island Riptide, Star Trek Online, Remember Me is pretty interesting. I'm following that pretty close. You got Grid 2, all different kinds of games like that. So that's coming out Q2, and of course I'll definitely have coverage of that. And you guys could keep track of that on my channel. And so on to Q2. As Q1 comes to an end, of course, there was plenty of conferences going on. You know, GDC, and as well as CES. CES went past, and yeah, some great conferences and very good video that you guys could check out on the internet for that. And this has been Steven from Legit PC, and this is my review of Q1 of 2013, and on to Q2. And if you like these videos and want to follow me on some of my Q2 and on coverage, then subscribe to my channel for my next oncoming videos. Thanks for watching.